This week on 49ers Cal High Sports presented by U.S. Bank, the regular season is wrapping up and we have highlights from all sorts of sports. We'll see the West Catholic League final in boys basketball, CCS finals in soccer, and Newark Memorial and Washington in water polo.
We have baseball action with the Bay Valley League final game, softball with Live Oak and Westmont, and the team among the best in the nation. We will find out what makes them so good. It's all right now on 49ers Cal High Sports presented by U.S. Bank.
Welcome to 49ers Cal High Sports presented by U.S. Bank. I'm Robert Braunstein.
And I'm Aubrey Tolliver. We start this week with East Bay League hoops with Monte Vista and Dublin. Both teams finishing fine seasons this week. Monte Vista featuring sharpshooting forward Connor Stetschultz.
I made you say that name, and I think you got it right.
Stetschultz. Mm-hmm.
Very good. The Gales have an outstanding sophomore in shooting guard Courtney Anderson Jr. A close contest played on Monday.
Adrian Soriano in Danville as Dublin takes on Monte Vista. The Mustangs get off to a good start. Adam Damien kicks it out to Connor Stetschultz, who drills it from three-point land. But back come the Gales. TJ Meager finds an open Caleb Odin, who shoots and scores from deep. Then it's Odin over to Donovan Cooks for three, and it's 15-11 Dublin Gales after one. Second quarter, and it was a three-point shootout. First, it's Stetschultz taking the pass from Kyle Kane and hitting again from downtown. Then it's Joshua Matthew kicking it outside to Branton McGoutha for another three-pointer, but Dublin answers back on the other end. Cooks passes to Thomas Labat, who gets the hook shot to go. Now we take a look at a sophomore sensation. This is Courtney Anderson Jr. making it splash from downtown. Then just a few minutes later, Cooks dishes once again to Anderson Jr., who fires and hits again from deep. 32-27 Dublin at the half. The Gales looking to keep the momentum going in the second half. The first shot is off, but Ryan Kent gets the offensive glass and lays in the second chance points. Monte Vista trying to stay within striking distance. Kane over to Damien, who lines it up for 3 points. But Dublin had answers to every Monte Vista run. Cooks to TJ Costello for three as the Dublin Gales win it 57-49 to go to 11-2 on the season.
The Pioneer Mustangs happy to be indoors after playing most of their games outdoors this season, but it's the home team Leland off to a fast start. Loic Prudhomme to Kevin Gui for three. Then beating the press, it's Nick Ames to Jacob Kavergi, and the Chargers have a 5-point lead. But Pioneer comes back to tie the game at the end of one. Nice inbounds play to Elijah Denker for two and a free throw. It's 13-all. Second quarter, and Leland regains the lead as Prudhomme nails the three. Prudhomme, a really good sophomore for Leland. But the Pioneer pressure D was tough all night long. The steal here by Josh Kendra, and Josh lays in two of his game-high 20 points. Nice interior passing here by the Mustangs. It goes Justice Owens to Denker to Tyler Borland. Coach Bertisevich is liking that one, Mustangs by 9. But Leland fights back. Ethan Chang from the corner, a pretty three, and that cuts the lead to 3. Third quarter, and time for some justice. From way out, it's Justice Owens catching fire. Owens with 2 threes in the third. But again, Leland fighting back and tying the game as Nick Ames lays it in. Ames with a nice game for Leland, but Pioneer taking charge from there. Toss it over to Denker, really the most talented of the Denker basketball family. Then Owens one more time as Pioneer outscores Leland 24-9 in the third to go on to win it 68-50 to remain unbeaten at 9-0 on the season.
Two of the best in the Mission Valley League Wednesday as Washington hosts Moreau Catholic. Allie Williams here with the highlights. Top third, 2-on-2 out for Alonzo Guajaro, and he blasts one over the right fielder's head. One scores, Moreau on the board. Later in the third, bases loaded for Sebastian Espinoza, and he clears those bases with this shot. Mariners lead by 4. In the bottom of the third, 2-on, and Washington's Gabriel Sands shoots it down the middle. Ethan Francisco scores for the Huskies and cuts the Mariners' lead to 4-1. To the sixth, John Bader gets things started with a shot to right center. He is on with a double and will get to third before this bunt from Alexander Franco. Fielders wait for it to go foul, but it rolls and stays in. Bader scores, and soon after, it's Noah Zertuch with a rocket. It flies to the fence, and it will drop, and Noah reaches second, but on the throw-in, keeps his head up and advances to third. He slides in safely. That blast scores another, and it's 6-1 Mariners. Moreau Catholic tacks on a ton in the 7th. Bases loaded, no out for Sebastian Espinoza, and he comes through again. His third double of the day knocks in 2 more runs. Mariners score a few more before Alonzo Guajaro is back at the plate and sends this one to the fence. 2 more score, and Moreau Catholic scores 9 in the 7th inning. Washington gets 1 more in the bottom of the frame for a final score of 15-2.
The Newark Memorial girls getting ready to face first place Washington. The pattern set early in this one. Toss it to Claire Bergquist and watch her score. Claire with an early goal there. Isabella Lamont to Bergquist, who fires from close range. 3-0 Washington Huskies. Lamont on the far side, this time tossing to Claire, and the Cal Baptist-bound senior hits another of her 9 goals in the game. Newark Memorial gets one back here as Lauren Welch fires it off the crossbar. Right there to gobble it in and push it home is Nanette Werdinger. But Washington would dominate as Lamont fires from a tough angle and it deflects into the cage. Second half now, and Sophia Saavedra working hard for the Huskies as her shot is blocked, but Sophia, who was great defensively all game long, gets it done on offense here, scoring her second goal of the match as Washington goes on to win it 16-5 behind 9 goals from Claire Bergquist. The Huskies now tied with Logan for first place, both teams at 4-0.
Each week, we present the Players of the Week in a rap produced by the Hip Hop Department at the Ricus Center.
Here are the Players of the Week.
Okay. Your Cal High Players of the Week, Ricus Center.
Marin Catholics and about Pepperson is easy to spot like an animal leopard skin. Dropping jaws from the mound like a leopard's chin. Her game behind the plate is fresher than peppermint.
ERA is good enough to get the win. Her shutout sent Redwood back to Jefferson. Her GPA 4.17 intelligence. She's ready to play with a Cal State letter.
In leadership on the diamond, it's Danny Moreno with a bat that's erupting like an active volcano, who's blowing hitters away like a massive tornado. When he's on the mound, intimidating. Danny Trejo, gun tried to rally, he demolished every threat. Stealing 2 bases like it was just some petty theft. 3 runs batted in and smashing 3 hits. Got the Fremont Firebirds passionately lit. Oh yeah, those are your Players of the Week. Ricus Center, that's where we be. Putting flows down with Trigger D, Ramen Jabal Mace, and Bennett Roth. Yeah.
Stevens Creek Chevrolet brings us the Spirit Corner each week.
This week featuring the Spirit Squad from Moreau Catholic. Coming up, the CCS Monster Game. It's the final game in the West Catholic League.
And 2 of the best in girls softball as Live Oak battles Westmont. This is 49ers Cal High Sports presented by U.S. Bank.
This is the gap that opened up when everything shut down. But entrepreneurs never stopped and found solutions that kept them going. At U.S. Bank, we can help you adapt and evolve your business, no matter what you're facing. Because when you close the gap, a world of possibility opens. U.S. Bank, we'll get there together.
One, two, three.
Get ready to cheer for your next new or used car at Stevens Creek Chevrolet.
Stevens Creek Chevrolet!
We're ready to make your buying experience safe and easy. Come to our dealership to see and test drive one of hundreds of great Chevrolet cars and trucks. Or you can go online to shop, order, and have your new car delivered right to your door. So get fired up for a great deal right here at
Stevens Creek Chevrolet!
Go to SB Live California as your destination for the very best in local high school sports coverage online. SB Live brings sports fans exclusive articles, highlights, coaches, polls, and photo galleries. Get the SB Live app for the latest scores from games played all around the Bay Area and California. This season, SB Live brings you exclusive content in partnership with 49ers Cal High Sports. Follow us at SB Live CA on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. SB Live, the Bay Area's first destination for the latest in high school sports.
49ers Cal High Sports is brought to you by these fine companies who care about high school sports. By Invisalign, transforming smiles, changing lives. By Stevens Creek Chevrolet, find new roads. By Wingstop, order Wingstop's new all-in bundle, just $19.99. See wingstop.com for restrictions and details. And by Cupertino Electric, the company delivering power and possibilities and celebrating student athletes making a positive impact.
Welcome back to Levi Stadium with this week's CCS Monster Game. It's the final game of the West Catholic League tournament, where Mitty holding the top seed with a 6-0 record in league play.
That's right, the Monarchs taking on the Reardon Crusaders, semifinal winners over Bellarmine. It's our CCS Monster Game. Our Courtney Tate was there.
Monster Game, yeah.
Tonight, the Reardon boys basketball team is hosting the Mitty Monarchs in a competitive West Catholic League matchup. The Crusaders come in as the underdog with one loss in league play, but make no mistake, they are easy contenders, especially behind their 7-1 Moore Sec. Sec is a huge offensive and defensive threat to any roster and is a key player to look out for. And on the visiting side, the undefeated Monarchs could see a big night from sophomore Derek Sangster, who can make a play on both ends. Tonight, the final West Catholic League matchup could end in a bang in this week's CCS Monster Game. The Crusaders getting things started for us here in the first. King Najani Wilhite takes the three, but it's Moore Sec with the rebound putback, gives Ritteren their first lead, scores 15-13. The Monarchs answer back with Michael Mitchell with the ball up top, kicks it over to Nigel Burris. He puts it up. It's good for three. Mitty ends the quarter 16-15. Here in the second, the action heating up. Wilhite passes it over to Robert Vaihola. He drives to the basket, finds more Sec down low. Sec hits the turnaround layup, cuts the lead to 4. Mitty ahead 36-32, but in the third, it's Aidenberg in transition, taking it all the way to the basket himself. Monarchs have a 10-point lead, scores 43-33. The Crusaders looking to stay in it. Wilhite with the ball, pulls the three, sinks it, beautiful shot. Mitty now with the 43-36 lead, but Mitty was just on fire later in the third, and this guy was a big part of it. Michael Mitchell for three. He had 24 on the night. Monarchs up 47-39. Mitty still taking charge. In the third, it's Mitchell again with the ball up top. This time he makes a move through the lane, finds Aiden Burke. Beautiful pass right here, but an even more beautiful finish. Mitty up 52-41. Now in the fourth, Crusaders on a 5-0 run. Wilhite catches it in transition, goes up against two defenders, gets the layup. Mitty still up 64-56. Ritteren continued this comeback run with Wilhite getting the steal, finds Morsek in transition. Beautiful finish by the 7-1 junior. The lead's down to 6, scores 64-58, and the Crusaders with the momentum, trying to make it a two-possession game. Morsek with the monster slam, leads down to 4. But later in the fourth, Mitty starts to pull away. Aidenberg kicks it out to Erich Bondo. He lines it up, knocks down the 3. Monarchs up 64-53. Crusaders have to call a timeout, and the Monarchs put the stamp on the win right here. Mitchell getting one of his 8 assists to Sangster. Sangster sinks the 3, and Mitty took the win 67-58. Mitchell had 24 and 8. Here's what he had to say about this big tournament win.
That was a good team win for us because Reardon is probably the most talented team we're going to play in CCS, and most likely if we make the championship again, we'll play them.
In San Francisco with this week's CCS Monster Game, I'm Courtney Tate, 49ers Cal High Sports.
Final game of the season for Westmont. A win against Live Oak gives the Warriors at least a share of the league title with the Acorns. Bottom one, Bella Andrade with a runner on, wallops the ball to right. Audrey Salvador scores. It's 1-0 Warriors. Next batter hits a chopper down the line, but Molly Newquist with a fantastic backhand looks back the runner at second, throws to first. Live Oak stops the scoring threat. But Warrior pitcher Haley Nishijima was dominant early, striking out the side after a lead-off double. Bottom of the third, it's 3-0 Westmont when Caitlin Sredonovich launches a bomb to dead center, a 2-run shot for the third baseman. It's 5-0 Warriors until the bottom of the fourth when Nishijima with a runner on singles to right, scoring Salvador. Nishijima picks up 2 RBIs on the day as well as having a great day on the mound. Live Oak gets on the board in the top of the sixth. Jasmine Mixco takes the ball for a ride, her second homer of the season, but in the bottom of the sixth, Westmont would end it. Sredonovich lines the ball to left center, scoring Nishijima and Haley Abdila for runs 10 and 11. Caitlin hits for the cycle as the Warriors earn a share of the league title with the 11-1 win.
The Lincoln girls, led by keeper Landry Schonauer, hosting Sequoia in the D2 section title game. Sequoia comes out firing Amina Evans with a free kick. Nina Mills, the header just over the crossbar. Still scoreless Moore Ravens as Natalie Franco works herself free and gets it to Valeda Guzman, but Landry Schonauer is there to gobble it up. Great chance for Lincoln here as Lyric Gomez Muniz is free on side, and the ball gets past the keeper, but Jules Kuramoto comes in at the last second to save the day. Sequoia with another chance here as Franco places the corner kick in front, but again Landry Schonauer rock solid in net. 51st minute, the ball in the middle to Kennedy Schonauer, makes space with 4 defenders around her and fires from 31 yards out and hits it perfectly to the upper right via an amazing goal for Kennedy, her 38th in 15 games this season. Lincoln now trying to hold on. Franco for Sequoia with the shot, but Landry is there again. The kick save keeps the Lions lead as Lincoln wins its first ever section title in any girls sport. The sophomore Kennedy Schonauer with the only goal.
Adrian Soriano in Mountain View for the West Catholic League tournament final between Bellarmine and St. Francis. Set 1 was close throughout. Moses Wagner to Robin Liu, then back to Wagner for the big-time kill. But back come the Lancers. Jerry Feng over to Ryan Morey, who sets up Chris Hirsch for the kill. Now it's Jack Eberton on the bump, Morey on the set, and Feng on the finish as St. Francis wins set 1 25-21. The Lancers keep the momentum going in set 2. Joseph Wallace over to Morey, who backsets Brian Kellogg for the monster kill. Then it's Feng to Morey to Everton, who smashes it to the wood as St. Francis wins set 2 25-19. The Lancers looking for more in set 3, but check out Moses Wagner leaping up high for the block. Set 3 would go to the Bellarmine Bells. Brian Rivero to Liu to Therian Brulette for the point. The Bells win it 25-22. On to set 4 now, and Everton, Morey, and Kellogg team up for the Lancers kill. Then it's Everton over to Morey, then right back to Everton, who puts it away as the St. Francis Lancers win it in 4 sets to take the West Catholic League tournament title.
Valley Health Plan and the San Jose Earthquakes bring us the soccer players of the week every week.
This week's girls soccer player of the week is Natalie Christensen from Branham. Natalie held strong in the net for the Bruins in a tie against league-leading Leland. The boys player of the week is Zan Stokesbury. Zan had 2 goals for Aragon in the 2-1 win last week. Albany's Construction is the leader in construction for major projects all across the state.
Each week, Albany's brings us the dirty work play. Doing the dirty work this week is De Anza's Bryce Bachon Jr. Look at Bryce hustle down court, then rise up for the block. Bryce Bachon Jr. doing the dirty work, just like Albany's Construction.
Cal Hope is working to make it easier for teens to battle through the emotional stress of the pandemic.
Here's this week's Cal Hope mental health tip.
A good night's sleep is a good game plan for mental wellness. Try to go to bed and wake up at the same time every day. Make sure you sleep in a cool, quiet room, free of distractions, and avoid drinking caffeine in the afternoon so you can sleep more easily.
Coming up, Undefeated Heritage battles Liberty.
And they've been together for a long time, and it's all paying off. We will meet the St. Francis softball squad in our U.S. Bank inspirational feature next.
People is asking me what I got on. They be like, hey, Brandon, what you got on? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Don't worry about it, sweetheart.
Invis is everything braces isn't. More comfortable, fewer emergency appointments. Invisalign.
It's understandable to feel anxious, stressed, or lonely because of COVID-19. Physical separation, your own health, and the health of friends and family can weigh heavily on you. Call a timeout on work. Get a game plan for mental wellness with crucial mental health resources from Cal Hope. We'll help you carry the ball. Call 1-833-317-HOPE to talk to someone who can help, or visit calhope.org. Cal Hope, official partner of the San Francisco 49ers.
Every day, the sun comes up. And right on cue, the work begins. We start every morning, knowing full well we're in it for the long haul. Our work is a labor of love. No task too small, no moment uncherished. And although we're not often thanked, we rest knowing that our work is making a brighter future. This is more than milk.
Since 1974, there's been just one goal. One thing we work for. The pursuit binds us together and pushes us forward. One family with one mission. To win for this city. Vamos, San Jose.
Invis is everything braces isn't. Eating the foods you love, life uninterrupted. Invisalign.
I'm Nate Bell from Liberty High School, and you're watching 49ers Cal High Sports.
We are back at the NBC Sports studio with the big game in the Bay Valley League as Heritage takes on Liberty. The teams play twice this week with the league title on the line.
Liberty won the first game on Tuesday, meaning the winner of Thursday night's game would take home the title.
It's Matthew Mendoza at Heritage High School, where the Patriots host the Liberty Lions for the Bay Valley League crown. Right out the gates, it's the Lions trying to strike first, but Heritage sophomore Christian Wise sends the offense packing with a huge block. Then on the other end of the court, it's Patriots senior Isaiah Hines weaving his way through the paint and finding the bucket to put Heritage up early. Later in the half, it's Heritage Lamar Murphy who attacks the lane and draws defenders away, leaving Akeme Okafores for the easy land to give the Patriots a 7-point lead. On the other end of the court, it's the Lions' Josh Clark, who drives inside and finds Julian Costa, who gets the bucket to cut the deficit to 5 at the half. In the second half, it's the Lions trying to close the gap, but Christian Wise has other ideas. He blocks the shot, which gets it going the other way for the Patriots as Lamar Murphy finishes on the other end to extend the lead. In the fourth, it's Wise who creates some space and finishes with a gorgeous finger roll, and Heritage is starting to pull away late. The Lions try one last comeback effort, but the two stars of the night for the Patriots, Hines and Wise, cap off their big performances by throwing a block party, and that would do it. Heritage wins the game and the Bay Valley League title, finishing at 9-1.
Courtney Tate here at Dublin on their senior night hosting the Amador Valley Dons. Getting things started, Isabel Mauricio in transition. Isabel pulls the dribble out, notices the defense plays back, so she pulls the open three, knocks it down. Dons take the early 6-4 lead. Later in the first, Gales heating up, Soha Ahmad kicks it out to Karina Verk. Verk drives through the lane, finds Rachel Greer. Beautiful pass for the easy bucket. Greer had 11. The Gales are up 14-10. Now in the second, Dublin still in charge. Madison Kurt looks ahead, finds Kendra Grant on the wing. Grant lines it up, knocks down the three. Gales now ahead 23-18. Dublin now up by 11 in the third, but here's Alani Leomidi hitting Isabel Mauricio on the trail. Good for 3 more. She was on fire all night. Scores Dublin 39, Amador Valley 30. The Dons continued fighting back in the fourth. This time Gianna Guillo finds Alani open on the wing. She puts it up, sinks the 3. Alani cuts the lead to 4. The score is Dublin 41, Amador Valley 37, but the Gales need some points late in the fourth. Who do they find? Kendra Grant again, money for 3. She was excellent all night. Gales back up 44-37, but this drive right here by Leo Mitty would tie the score, send it to overtime at 55. Finally, under a minute left, Dublin up by 1. Serena Vert catches it down low, makes a move towards the basket, sinks the runner. Gales go up 61-58. That will do it. Dublin wins the game 63-61. Kendra Grant leads the way with 21.
U.S. Bank helps us bring you stories of inspirational athletes who amaze us each week.
Courtney Tate is here with us now with the story of the amazing girls softball team from St. Francis.
Thanks, Robert. A perfect season so far for the girls varsity softball team at St. Francis High School. And a huge part of their success has a lot to do with a group of girls playing together their entire career. Six Lancers softball players, all in different classes, birthed their competitive bond a decade ago in Little League.
We grew up playing not all on the same team. Some of us playing on the same team, some of us playing against each other, and we just grew this sort of competition with each other.
But the St. Francis Six didn't just grow a competitive bond. Over the years, softball made them family.
We've grown up together. It's a family. We love each other and we're always rooting for each other. We're always there for each other.
Each of the girls believe their familial bond is what makes St. Francis a very tough team to beat.
A lot of the success that we've had on the field has come from honestly just our comfortability on and off the field together. We're a close enough group within the girls who grew up together, but also the girls who are playing together as a team right now, where we're able to push each other and also hold each other accountable.
Although it could be easy for St. Francis to lose focus with the group playing together for so long, Atkinson says sharp focus is one of the Lancers' best attributes.
I think one of the best things that we do as a team is when we walk in that dugout, we really leave every other problem that we bring behind, so we're able to really focus as a team on the field and afterwards go back to our other lives.
Normally it could be tough for the youngsters on varsity to get comfortable right away with the vets, but one of the sophomores in this group says once she arrived at St. Francis, she immediately fit right in.
It's definitely a little harder and scary to be younger, but I always felt included, especially being able to play with these girls for a long time, for 8, 9+ years together. We've been friends, so it's definitely, they make it easier to be able to play.
Carly's twin sister Chloe says she's inspired watching the older players she grew up with grow into leaders.
They're a big inspiration to me, and I'm always able to come to them, and they're always helping me, and it's just easy because they're like my family.
Sophomore Madison Ferraro says the strong leadership from the vets is preparing her for when it's her time to take their place.
They're going to be going off to college soon, and I will soon take their place, but I think they're incredible role models, and when I'm a senior and a junior, I aspire to be like them.
Junior Sydney Stewart says a bond like this always helps the team off the field in their everyday lives.
It's not awkward, definitely since we're older than some of the other teammates, seeing them when, say that if they were freshmen, right, they are sophomores right now, they can just come up to us at lunch and we'll be like, hey, how's it going? Is everything good? How's school? And we just have this comfortability with each other.
With that experience, senior Kennedy Atkinson says the sophomores on the team are some of their most talented players.
I think a lot of our younger classmen are some of the most talented players on our team, and I feel like a lot of other teams have an issue with their upperclassmen coming to that realization, and I think one of the cool things specifically about our junior and senior class is we recognize that.
Still, talent flows effortlessly within the St. Francis Six. All 6 are receiving lots of interest with college softball programs, with 3 already committed to Division I schools.
I'm going to be playing softball at the University of Minnesota. Future plans is, I think, being committed to UW. I could not have done it without them.
I will be going to MIT for both softball and Naval ROTC, and we'll be playing and continuing my athletic and academic career there.
The Lancers look to complete their regular season undefeated and head into the playoffs, a big favorite to win the CCS title.
Yeah.
They are good.
Yeah, they're really good, and a pretty young team, too.
Oh, very young, yes.
Yeah, they're going to be good next year, too. All right, Wingstop brings us the Wings of an Angel honor each week, where a student-athlete talks about their favorite teacher.
Here's Kira DeLacy from Marin Catholic talking about her favorite teacher, Mark Yeager.
My favorite teacher at Marin Catholic would definitely be Mr. J. He's been my ceramics teacher for about 3 years, and he's really carried me through all those years, teaching me positive vibes, always a smile on his face, and he's really taught me a lot in the classroom and outside.
Our Wings of an Angel teacher will receive a Wingstop gift card for doing such a great job.
Wingstop is also honoring Terry Blanchard, a Wingstop owner who passed away last spring from COVID-19. Wingstop will be supporting scholarships for athletes of color in Terry's honor, and those scholarships to be presented at our awards ceremony next week.
Coming up, the CCS soccer final game will see the Open Division crown its champion next.
And Del Mar and Lee battle on the hardwood when we come back.
We've got 6 + 1.
Wingstop for
Who ordered lunch to class? Chloe? Archie? Eleanor? Oh, so nobody will fess up? Fine. I guess I'll just have to eat it all myself. 10-piece lemon pepper with extra ranch?
Yeah, it's in there.
Awesome, thanks.
You know you want that smoky, tangy, sweet, and spicy sauced and tossed Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings.
Piercy Honda, located right off Highway 880 in Milpitas, is where you will find hundreds of new and pre-owned Hondas to choose from. Low credit score, no credit, first-time buyer? No problem. Piercy Honda can help. Find us online at piercyhonda.com to search our inventory, calculate your payments, and even complete your purchase. Piercy Honda is home to great customer service, great deals, and a more convenient way to buy a new or pre-owned Honda. Go to Piercy Honda in Milpitas.
The Guzmans were about to close on a home they adored, but at the last minute, their mortgage company denied their loan because the unusual home didn't meet their usual loan requirements. Heartbroken, they turned to Tri-Counties Bank home mortgage loan specialist Vincent Pagera. Specializing in custom loans for unique homes, his team quickly designed a creative solution, uniting the Guzmans and their home just in time. That's a perfect match. For personalized problem solving, switch to Tri-Counties Bank. Service with solutions.
49ers Cal High Sports is brought to you by these fine companies who care about high school sports. By DGDG.com, where we want you to be a happy car buyer. By the Riken Center, where goals and dreams become a reality. By Tri-Counties Bank, service with solutions. 12 locations now open in the Bay Area. And by the Serena Group, here for good.
Hi, I'm Kathleen Pazine with Serena Group Real Estate, representing Palo Alto and the surrounding communities. I'm proud to support Bay Area high school sports on the 49er Cal High Sports Report.
We are back with the CCS Open Division final game in girls soccer.
The Midi Monarchs earned the top seed, but lots of talented teams narrowed down to the final two, Midi and Lee, in the Ship on Friday night.
The Lee Longhorns hosting a Midi team looking for its 4th straight CCS championship. In the 8th minute, Kylie McHale passes the long ball to Jordan Geis. Geis, 2 defenders on her, breaks free, runs 25 yards before launching the shot on goal. It is good. The Monarchs take the 1-0 lead. Now with 6 minutes to go before the break, Piper Bertani's corner kick finds Lexi Thompson in the box, and Lexi heads it in to tie it up at 1 heading into the break. 37th minute, Lindsay Patton with a beautiful pass to Geis in the box. Jordan wrestles with the defender before drawing the foul and earning the penalty kick, and the freshman does not miss. Jordan's second goal tips the score back in favor of the Monarchs, and under 2 minutes to go, the freshman completes the hat trick. Geis' shot curves into the corner of the net. That is unbelievable. The Midi Monarchs defeat Lee 3-1 to earn their 4th straight CCS title.
Adrian Soriano in Newark as the Cougars take on James Logan. The Colts load the bases in the first for Malia Athley, who lays down a beautiful safety squeeze. Aaron Garcia scores, and it's 1-0 Logan. Marissa Delgadillo adds on with a sacrifice fly to right. Jade Johnson comes in, and it's 2-0 Colts after 1. Third inning, and Delgadillo pads the lead with a blooper to left. Valeria Gutierrez comes in, 3-0 Logan. Kapasut up next, and she sends a sharp liner to center field. Athy and Delgadillo scores, 5-0 Logan after 3. Top 4 and Michaela Villapando hits it high and deep to center. That one is way out of here. A 3-run blast from Michaela, 8-0 Colts after 4. Fifth inning, and Alina Perez chops one through the infield for a single. Pasut scores, and it's 9-0 Colts. Newark gets on the board in the home half. Keithleen Gonzalez crushes it to right. That ball is gone. A solo blast for Keithleen, and it's 9-1 Logan. Next batter, Kayla Gonzalez, and Kayla turns on one and sends another one to right. That one is gone as well. Back-to-back home runs for the Cougars to cut the lead to 7, but this one belongs to the Colts. Johnson grounds it through the infield for a single. Jazzy Noblea scores as Logan wins it 11-3 to stay all alone in first place in the Mission Valley League.
The Del Mar Dons pumped up and looking for a win against a 6-0 Lee team. In the first, Isaiah Roberts passes to Ryan MacArthur for 3. Dons up early. The Longhorns' Luca Joe Ewelt drives to the rim, floats it home. It falls 7-6. Dons lead it. It was back and forth in the first. Colin Mantle passes to Gabe Gallman at the elbow. 3 on the board for Lee's lone senior. MacArthur to Isaiah Lewis in the paint and 1. We are tied at 15 after 1. But Lee scores 31 in the second quarter. Will Marriott gives the ball to Ewelt, who has space, and Luca Joe lands the open 3. And here he is on D. Ewelt with the block, leading to the fast break. Zach Norsha throws ahead to Marriott. Marriott to Ewelt in the paint. Great ball movement as Gallman finishes the play with the short jumper. Then it's Zach Norsha with the long J to top off his 13-point quarter. The Dons tried to chip away at the 20-point Longhorn lead in the second half. MacArthur to Lewis, who slams it down. Isaiah would lead all scorers with 20, but the Longhorns hold on strong as Lee's leading scorer converts for the three-point play. Gallman with 17 on the night as Lee clinches the Blossom Valley League title.
Lexus of Stevens Creek brings us the Volunteer Award, part of the Lexus of Stevens Creek commitment to promoting volunteerism.
We now have our 5 finalists who have all been interviewed. Those interviews determine how the $10,000 in scholarship money will be divided. The 5 will receive their checks at our end of the season awards ceremony next week, all courtesy of Lexus of Stevens Creek.
Coming up, more soccer and the rivalry game with Foothill and Amador Valley.
And Los Altos and Mountain View battle on the final game of the regular season. This is 49ers Cal Sports presented by U.S. Bank.
Welcome back. Let's head back to the East Bay League for the rivalry soccer game between Foothill and Amador Valley. Amador Valley featuring Arizona State-bound senior Kennedy Mayo.
Foothill has 13 seniors, including Oregon-bound goalie Maddie Goldberg. A short season ending with this game for these two teams this week.
It's Amador Valley and Foothill girls soccer as they face off on Wednesday night. Just 2 minutes into the game, Kennedy Mayo forwards Madeline Benson's cross to Olivia Sobel, who uses her touch and puts it away to score early for the Amador Valley Dons. It's 1-0. 10 minutes later, Mayo showcasing why she is committed to Arizona State University as she weaves her way through the defenders before giving the perfect pass to Emma Fuller, who taps it in to extend the Dons' lead to 2. Midway into the second half, the Falcons have a chance but are unable to connect on this goal-scoring opportunity as the ball rolls past. Late in the second, Fuller returning the favor as she dishes the assist to Kennedy Mayo, who sends the ball to the back of the net, and the Dons are ecstatic. Amador Valley defeats the Foothill Falcons 3-0 to end the season with an undefeated record of 6-0 and win the league title.
The Los Altos Eagles have already claimed the league title. Now they're trying to get revenge for their only loss of the season to Mountain View. Top of the first, Lauren Hahn demolishes a ball to left center. That's a homer on most fields. The fence is .232 out there. Hahn gets brought home by Shelby White, and it is 1-0 Los Altos. Then it's Emmeline Gonz's turn for extras, dropping one down the right field line, scoring White from first to take the 2-0 lead. But the Mountain View Spartans get those runs back and then some. Marissa Soy smokes a single up the middle. That plates Annie Marcelino and Michaela Kim. The score is 3-2 Spartans after 1. In the fourth, watch this. Emmeline Gauntz, the amazing catch. That's going to be in our Play of the Week segment. Still 3-2 Mountain View in the top of the fifth. Francesca Baker leads off the inning with a single. 2 batters later, there are 2 on for White, who takes on the deepest part of the yard. White settles for a sac fly. Alexis Music scores, and then it's Sophia Azar scoring the 2-run sac fly for White, and the score is 5-3 Eagles heading into the bottom of the 7th. Camilla Hernandez picks up her first hit of the day to put the tying run at the plate, but White was lights out on the mound as Jocelyn Lee scoops up the grounder and throws the runner out at first to end it. The Eagles finish the season 12-1. That's deserving of a big hug. The Eagles are your Deanna Division champions.
The Harker School honors top athletes for their work in the classroom each week. This week's Harker Scholar athlete is Redwood baseball player Ben Cohen. Ben sporting a stellar 3.9 GPA and headed to Pomona-Pitzer next year.
Brought to you by the Harker School. The class of 2021 had their big day at last weekend's graduation ceremony, which returned to Saratoga's Mountain Winery after being canceled last year due to the COVID-19. Although attendance was limited to members of the senior class and their guests, the community was overjoyed to see the graduates once again celebrate this momentous occasion. At Harker, transitional kindergarten through 12th grade students discover their passions. Learn more at harker.org. Coming up, the NCS Monster Game. It's the final game in the Bay Valley League Baseball Tournament.
And American and Logan play for the league title in the final game of the season. Those highlights are next.
We've all felt this gap, the distance between what is and what could be. While he's tapping into his passion, the U.S. Bank mobile app can help you tap your way to your savings goals without missing a beat, so you can feed his passion. Earplugs not included. U.S. Bank. We'll get there together.
It's understandable to feel anxious, stressed, or lonely because of COVID-19. Physical separation, your own health, and the health of friends and family can weigh heavily on you. Call a timeout on work. Get a game plan for mental wellness with crucial mental health resources from CalHope. We'll help you carry the ball. Call 1-833-317-HOPE to talk to someone who can help, or visit calhope.org. CalHope, official partner of the San Francisco 49ers.
For more than 65 years, Cupertino Electric has been delivering power and possibilities. With offices throughout California and project sites throughout the U.S., Cupertino Electric today builds renewable, commercial, utility, and data center projects for some of the most influential companies in the world. Beyond that, we are a people company. We build family, communities, and meaningful careers. Visit CEI.com today or connect with us on LinkedIn, Facebook, or other social sites to see our openings and join our team.
Devcon Construction is #1 in the Bay Area and Silicon Valley because of trust. 95% of our business comes from repeat customers. They know the customer is our top priority. That's why Devcon was the choice for the 49ers Stadium and for the Earthquake Stadium. Devcon was also chosen when outstanding schools like Bellarmine, the Nueva School, and Mitty wanted the very best on time and on budget. Top Bay Area companies know Devcon is the best choice whether it's new construction or renovation. Devcon Construction, helping to build the best in Silicon Valley.
We're back with the final game of the Bay Valley League Baseball Tournament. The Pittsburgh Pirates are the top seed, and they get the first round bye along with Heritage.
The semifinals were played on Thursday with the final game Friday afternoon. Our Adrian Soriano was there in this week's NCS Monster Game.
Monster Game, yeah.
Welcome to Pittsburgh High School today for the Bay Valley League Tournament final between the Freedom Falcons and the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Falcons made it to the final game after pulling off an upset against second-seeded Heritage. The Falcons are led by sophomore Trent Keys, who has 17 RBIs on the season and drove in 3 runs against Heritage in the semifinal game. The Pirates come in as the #1 seed in the tournament after winning the Bay Valley League for the first time in 35 years. The Pirates are led by senior James Murray, who's on the mound today. James is also hitting .484 with a home run and 16 RBIs on the season. Can the Falcons pull off another upset, or will the Pittsburgh Pirates cap off their magical season? Let's find out in our NCS Monster Game. How about some small ball early in the game? Trevor Munson lays down the drag bunt and hustles down to first for a single. Trevor would later score on a grounder, and it's 1-0 Pittsburgh. Freedom looking to answer in the second, but James Murray gets the punch out here. Still 1-0 Pitt after 2. Top 3, and the ball gets away. That allows Sean McBroom to slide in safely at the plate, and it's tied up at 1. Mitchon Cole still up to bat, and Mitchon lines it to right for a base knock. Tyler White comes in, and it's 2-1 Freedom. But Pitt answers back in the home half. Murray shoots it to left for a base hit. Here comes Munson, and he is safe at the plate. A little trouble on the dismount, but that's okay, because the game is tied at 2. Bottom 4 and the Pirates retake the lead. Jaden Longroth grounds it through the infield for a hit. Gio Fuentes is in. Here comes Noah Quesada, and Noah scores. 4-2 Pirates. Munson up to bat, and Trevor lays it down again. The Falcons get the out, but here comes Longroth, and Jaden is safe at the plate. It's 5-2 Pittsburgh. Now 6-2 Pirates in the 5th, and Fuentes joins the bunt party. Quesada slides in safely at the plate, and it's 7-2 Pitt. Angelo Luna adds on as he crushes this one to right center. Vic Val Jr. scores, and it's 9-2 Pittsburgh after 5. The Falcons trying to rally, but Murray gets another strikeout here. Still 9-2 Pirates after 6. 2 down in the 7th, and Michael Weber fields the grounder and underhands to Matthew Beeman at first as the Pittsburgh Pirates win the Bay Valley League Tournament title to cap off their magical season. Here's James Murray on what the season means for the team.
I just felt so good. Like, for 4 years, we've just putting tons of work in, and it's just great to see it pay off, especially since last year we had that COVID coming back. It's just been magical for us.
In Pittsburgh with the Monster Game, I'm Adrian Soriano, 49ers Cal High Sports.
Courtney Tate here at James Logan for a final league matchup against the American Eagles. The Eagles making an early push. Amy Wu kicks it up to Natalie Cow in transition. Cow with a little crossover floater to give American a 3-1 lead. American still with the momentum in the first. Dawson Bell passes it to Asha Walker. Asha on the run, knocks down the 3-ball. Walker had a big night. Eagles up 8-1 now in the second. James Logan fighting back. Jaden Anderson catches it down low. One dribble turnaround money. The score is tied at 14. Still in the second. The Eagles with a 2-point lead. Arshia Ranjinker dumps it down to Anika Horning. Anika with a turnaround baby jumper of her own. Scores tied again at 18. America putting together a run here late in the second. Wu gets it to Dawson Bell. Bell puts the moves on Anderson. Scores the basket. Eagles have a 22-18 lead in the third. Americans lead swelling. Dawson Bell starting the run. Keeps it herself. Pulls up, sinks the mid-range jumper. Eagles up 36-29. James Logan fought back in the fourth. This time Arshia Ranjigger pump fake to the basket off 1 foot, hits the floater, scores 43-42. Colts kept the momentum. Ranjigger making a beautiful pass to Anderson for the easy layup. James Logan regains the lead 44-43. American with the response. Asha Walker driving through the lane, pulls up at the free throw line. It's good for 2. Eagles up 45-44, but the Colts pulled away in the end. Arshita Jaden Anderson with under a minute left. Anderson hits the jumper. Colts pull off the comeback with the score 52-49. Anderson led all scorers with 18.
The Heritage Seniors honored on this final game of the season, a first-place battle with rival Liberty. 16th minute, the Patriots with a great chance here. The ball ahead to Morgan Purvey, but Liberty keeper Ashley Levy is there for the save. A great goal here off the corner kick. Jessie Sotelo bends it towards the frame and deflects in, and the Lions have a 1-0 lead. 25-minute mark as Jalen Sanders sends it into the box, but Levy hugs the ball and her teammate Alexis Gutierrez. 31 minutes in, the ball goes ahead to the Patriots' Carly Lewandowski, who gets by the defender and fires a rocket into the back of the net, and we're tied at 1 off the half. Tense second half as both teams looking to take the lead. Kylie Gregory working to free up a shot, and she fires from 29 yards out and scores. That's the game winner as Gregory's goal gives the Lions a perfect season at 10-0 and the Bay Valley League title. Gregory and Sotelo with the goals for the Lions.
Coming up, the CCS final game in boys soccer.
And this Amador Valley baseball and basketball player is our Clover-Sonoma-Dairy Deja Mu athlete next.
49ers Cal High Sports is brought to you by these fine companies who care about high school sports. By Lexus of Stevens Creek, we get it. By Clover-Sonoma, the #1 milk brand in Northern California and proud partners of the 49ers. And by Devcon Construction. Build, perform, design, sustain.
The CCS holding its section finals in soccer this week. We saw the girls' Open Division final game earlier in the show. Time now for the boys.
It's Bellarmine and Sacred Heart Cathedral meeting in the final game played in San Francisco Friday morning.
The two teams introduced in the CCS Open Division final. The Irish threatening early. Diego Grande's shot is gobbled up, though, by Mikey Macias in net. 34th minute, still scoreless. Counterattack for the Bells. It's Keegan Rose to Uriel Morales to Yoni Eidelberg, all alone with the keeper, and a nice chip just inside the post, and the Bells take a 1-0 lead just before the half. Second half off the header, Seiji Matsuda runs on with a left-footed volley, a scorching shot perfectly placed by Matsuda. Bells up 2-0. Later in the second half, the Irish desperate for a goal, a good chance. Grande chips it into the box, but the shot is blocked, and Tate Hackett kicks it free for the Bells. Later in the second, a penalty kick for Paxton Hall, and #1 delivers as the Bells celebrate a 3-0 win and a CCS title, the 20th title for the Bellarmine Bells and their 4th in a row. The goals by Eidelberg, Matsuda, and Hall for the Open Division champion Bellarmine Bells.
It's Matthew Mendoza at Heritage High School as the Patriots host the Liberty Lions for the Bay Valley League Showdown. Early on, it's the Patriots getting the scoring started as senior guard Julie Ramirez can't get the 3 to go, but 6'3" sophomore center Amanda Muse cleans up the miss, and it's Heritage up early. Later in the half, it's Heritage again as guard Mion Tuttle sees a lane she likes, drives in, and delivers the beautiful pass to teammate Julia Wright, who extends the Heritage leads to 16 after 1. Late in the second quarter, it's Liberty getting some offense of their own as Jewel Quick starts a relay around the horn that ends up in the hands of freshman Jasmine Leon, who drills the 3 to keep the deficit manageable for the Lions. Right before the end of the first half, It's the Patriots moving the ball around until they settle on Julie Ramirez, who nails the jumper from the stripe, and it's the Patriots up 21 at half. In the second half, it's the Patriots extending their lead as their defense forces the ball in the direction of Ramirez, who sets up Muse nicely for another putback bucket, and the Patriots are up big going into the fourth. Late in the game, Heritage's defense makes another play as Ramirez jumps the pass and takes it the length of the court for the score, and that would seal it. Heritage gets the win to finish 10-0 in the Bay Valley League on the season.
Time for the Be Happy Play, brought to us by DGDG.com, where you can be a happy car buyer.
This week's Be Happy Play goes to
the Liberty Lions and Kylie Gregory as she spins and fires and gets the game-winning goal for the Lions to win the Bay Valley League. And she was pretty tired after that, but she was happy too as the Lions win the title once again. Go to DGDG.com to see how you can be a happy car buyer.
It's Deja Vu. Clover Sonoma Dairy helps us look back at high school stars now grazing in bigger fields.
This week, we look back on Stephen Piscotti from Amador Valley. Stephen was a top baseball and basketball player for the Dons. He was the East Bay League Player of the Year his senior season in 2009. Stephen went on to play college baseball at Stanford. He was drafted in the first round of the 2012 Major League Draft by the St. Louis Cardinals. Piscotti requested a trade from the Cardinals in 2017 so he could be closer to his mom, Gretchen, who was battling ALS. Since the death of his mother, Stephen is very active in bringing attention to and raising funds to battle ALS.
Coming up, it's the Service by Medallion Play of the Week. It might be this play, but we'll have to wait and see.
But first, here's this week's training tip by our good friends at the Reicha Center.
I'm Coach Davon, and today's training tip is a physio ball hamstring curl. So what Ella here is going to do, she's going to start by raising her hips just a little bit off the ground, and then she's going to curl this ball inwards towards her butt. And as she brings it in, she's going to raise the hips up even higher, and then let it out with control, and then go right back up. And that is the physio ball hamstring curl.
Lots of great plays this week, but the Service by Medallion Play of the Week always goes to the play we thought was the best of the best. And we can announce tonight that the winners of the Play of the Year, based on all these plays of the week, will get a special prize at our end of the season awards ceremony.
It's super fun. Service by Medallion always goes all out with those prizes.
Yes, they do.
First off, Adrian Soriano is going to count down the contenders and then name the best play from this past week.
We start off with Molly Newquist from Live Oak with a nice backhand play and fires to first for the out. Let's take a trip to San Francisco for Reardon's Morsek, throwing down the two-handed slamma-jamma. And we'll stay in San Francisco for this play. Seiji Matsuda, the senior, with a beautiful strike for the Bellarmine Bells. Landry Schonauer from Lincoln with a brilliant kick save to keep the Lions' lead intact. Here's Emmeline Gels from Los Altos with a brilliant play and foul territory, but the play of the week goes to Kennedy Schonauer from Lincoln. Kennedy with a 31-yard strike for the only goal of the game. Let's see it one more time. Kennedy Schonauer, you just won Play of the Week.
That's the Play of the Week, and that's our 49ers Cal High Sports for this week. Thanks for watching. I'm Robert Brownstein.
And I'm Aubrey Tolliver. Join us next week. We will meet the pitcher-catcher combo from Livermore, finding success this season. See you then.